Hi there, thanks for joining me at Anne's Space. For those who haven't been on my channel before, I'm a traveller, I'm senior, I travel in Australia in a Renault camper van and regularly I go overseas. In this video, it's some more of my travels within Australia. Now here's a cute little map where I travelled in this video, and then I'll jump right back in to continue on from the last one I posted. So if you didn't see that, go back and have a look. So I've left Turas and only travelled 20 kilometres to my next campground, this national park, and it's Congo. It's quite different from where I was at Brow Lake, because this is, instead of being a $6 for a week booking fee, this is actually nearly $25 per night. But the difference is flush toilets, plenty of them. They said that it was showers, but you actually have to have your own shower to hook up. Designated campground, designated campsites, I should say, bitumen road, all the way in. So that's what you're paying for. And here we've got the river and also the ocean. I've just come a little bit further up the river, just going through some just normal streets, and I love the way in areas like this people just leave their surfboards and their canoes and everything just sitting on the riverbank. Like, you can't do that in cities, it would be gone in 5 minutes. Well, after I went for that short walk along the road and looking at all those canoes and stuff, just got back to the van in time and it started raining quite heavily, and I'm like, I've got full reception, I might just watch a movie, which is something that I just don't do when I'm travelling. I'm usually reading or editing or going through my photos or whatever. And then I'm like, it's still light enough to go for a walk, and it stopped raining. And so I've walked along the coast a little bit, hoping to see perhaps some dolphins, but didn't. And then I came down to the estuary here, and it's just stunning. It's just like the perfect time of night to be going for a walk. Just seen a really big kangaroo. He doesn't look quite so big when he's down, but he was up before. There he goes. So just had a beautiful walk along the beach. It is windy and every now and then I get just a few spits of rain. It's really, it's like being in the wilderness. It's just the wind and the roar of the waves. It's just gorgeous. And I've walked north this time, and there's this huge, wide beach. There's a coastal walk here at Congo Bay, Congo, whatever's. And so I'm gonna go along that. There Well, good morning. So I left Congo bright and early this morning. My main reason was my solar was really low. It was down to 10%. And rather than just running the vehicle idling, I thought, no, I'll hit the road early. So probably the earliest I've left on this trip. And I've taken the tourist route. From memory, it's tourist route number 7. So I turned off just past Maruya, where I filled up with fuel, and I've stopped here at Burrawara Point. Now there's a lighthouse here. Well, this is a really nice clear path, which is always good when you got to watch out for snakes, although it's pretty gloomy today, so I think that they will be keeping hidden and warm. Okay, so a bit of an interesting history here, and that name Eurobadala, that is the name of the national park that I've been in. So let's go and have a look at this radar station. Certainly not much left now. Oh yeah, it's a real bunker. There you go. And a bit of a glimpse of the view down there. can imagine what this would be like on a nice day, because it's pretty beautiful now. I don't think there's any seals down there. Oh. Maybe seals down there. We'll have to see it on the big screen. As usual, I'm just using my phone for all my videoing. Ah, it looks like this is the lighthouse. I'm being surprised at some of the lighthouses. Do you remember the one I saw at Culburra Beach? Yeah, it doesn't really look like a lighthouse at all, but I'm sure it does its job, or did its job. So even though it's a really dismal day, it's still a nice drive along this number 7 tourist route, and I've just stopped by the Clyde River. Sorry, I had to check, at Observation Point. So I've gone past lots of little beaches and places to pull off. Some look really safe to swim at. So if you've got the time, definitely take the coastal route, get off the Prince's Highway. So here at Observation Point, there's a really good car park, lots of room and concrete paths. So still at Observation Point. This is looking south to Cassie's Beach, and it's really calm and very sheltered. So that would be just a perfect place to swim. Well, the weather has really deteriorated. I've just turned off at the town of Audiio and come out here to Wardenhead Lighthouse. It's much more of a lighthouse than the previous one, so I'm going to go and have a look at the view as well. So even though it's wet, I'm not going to let that spoil it for me. I'm just like, well, that's the advantage of wearing shorts. I've got a really good raincoat, so yeah, it's not too bad at all. And the rain's sort of coming across drizzly. It's not really heavy. Well, not so far anyway. It was a little bit when I was driving, but now it's all good. So yeah, I'm just going to enjoy this walk. Well, this is a nice little track, but it's pretty overgrown. It's all right. Hold on. Oh, I feel like a little old lady. Oh, this is such a pretty walk. You go in amongst the bushes, then you pop out again. The sound of the ocean. It's very cool. So this track that I'm on is the one that's south of the Warden Lighthouse, and it actually goes between the two car parks. And it's always interesting when you do these little tracks, how from one side of the road to the other can actually be quite different. This is quite a lot of trees and much less of that flax. And they're literally 5 minutes in. It's changed again. This is so cool, and just, oh, it's so pretty. Like, there's so many different barks, and I just have to touch them. So the tracks can be a little confusing because there's a lot of tracks, but there are signs, so just keep an eye out for them, and you shouldn't go wrong. Yeah, it's not a huge area anyway, so you can always backtrack. Noticed a couple of other places on the map between here and the house set. One's Hyams Beach, I think that's how you pronounce it, and apparently this beach has the whitest sand in maybe all of Australia. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look back and see what it was that I read, but so I've stopped here to have a bit of a look. So this is Chinaman's Beach, which is right next to Hyams Beach. And yeah, it sure does look white. Look at that. And that's on a very dull day. So I've just come around a bit from the point that I was at, because from here you can see the lighthouse. Now I'm not sure if it's going to come up, but a week or so ago I was at Beecroft Peninsula and Honeymoon Bay, and you can actually see that whole area from here. And yeah, there's another shot of that ferry. So I went to Chinaman's Beach first, and now I've come to Hyams Beach. Yes, they're both very white sand, and they're like 5 minutes walk between each other. So it is really quite beautiful. Well, look at that, some blue sky. That's a bit of a treat, and great when I'm doing this house sit right next to this St. George's Basin, which is near to Sanctuary Point. In fact, Sanctuary Point goes into the basin. And how lucky am I to have a house sit right here on the lake. Let me show you. It's Saturday morning, so there's been a bit of activity. People have been going on the walk, and there's been a few boats. There's a few out there now. And yeah, it looks like there's a few yachts moored there, and also some sailing around. Now that is, I believe, Sutton's Inlet over there.
Sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. I think I found it now. What I've been looking for. Isn't it beautiful? It's got my head all up in the clouds. I think I found it now. Everything I want might be a miracle.
Done, well cared for, and right near the house that I did. I had Wilbur the lab, I had little Fran the pug, and Pippa, and the three of them were just gorgeous and really loved looking after them. But too soon I had to leave and I continue heading north. Now my first stop was the Outlook looking over Wollongong. I got a cup of coffee here and had a bit of a wander around. And yeah, it's nice to have these big outlooks to stop and just stretch the legs and break up the drive. Well, I've certainly done a few kilometres today in my little Renault camper van. It's probably the most I've ever done in one day since I've had it since October last year. And now I'm on a ferry. I'm crossing the Hawkesbury River on the Wiseman's Ferry. So it's been a really good drive, really enjoyed it. Yay! Well, it looks like my little free camp is still here, right on the river. So I'm gonna have a nice night, fingers crossed. Not far from houses, so I feel quite safe. And yeah, because I'm self-contained, it's all good. I can stop here, there's no signs. And this is my view now. Like last time I was here, and I'll put a link in the description of my post that I did then, because it was actually really interesting because I found a old convict road which was really fun to explore. I had plenty of time to explore a little around by where I'd parked for the night. And so you can see it's a beautiful road, but I noticed this old bridge and there was this gorgeous little bird that popped out just to say hello. It's a really cool wooden bridge. It was actually built in 1929, so nearly 100 years old, and it's very cool, and I love the way it's just aged beautifully. Hi, well, as you saw by that last little video, I woke up to a very, very wet morning on the Hawkesbury River. But it looks like it's going to clear, according to BOM, our Bureau of Meteorology, just for a little while, but it's going to be a bit of a wet day. So I've already had my coffee and everything. It's so nice that I can just get up, walk around, boil some water, have a coffee, have my cereal, don't have to go outside, walk around. I honestly don't know how people my age, full-time van lifers, manage in a van where they can't stand up. Now, I have a little bit of a sore hip on and off, and that's just normal when you get to late 60s. So I'd love to hear from you ladies who manage full-time in a van where you can't stand up, because gosh, I certainly couldn't. Anyway, I'll show you the river this morning. It is a beautiful river, and this is a very quiet spot on it. There's a little bit of traffic now going down to the Wiseman Ferry, but during the night, absolute peace and quiet. Oh, it's been such a nice drive down the road parallel or adjoining the Hawkesbury River. It's just beautiful. Like, it's twisty and you got to watch out for the potholes, but so beautiful, especially I guess since everything's wet. It just looks lush and clean. But I've stopped at Spencer, and this is where I actually stopped when I came down this area in 2022, and it was a man in the cafe here who told me about that amazing free camp area. So I'll just show you a little bit of the river here, and we can hear the birds in the background. Aren't they beautiful? And there's the cafe across the road, and yeah, it's stopped raining, which is really nice. And it's just beautiful ambience here. I really like it. Now, I remember this figure from last time I was here, and I wonder if they're constantly maintaining it, because I would imagine that this river floods every now and then, and I'm sure that she would get washed away. It's very cool, isn't it? I continued north. I went up through Maitland, and this was a beautiful bridge at Morpeth, and very old shops around there which make it interesting. And then I went up to Hinton. Now at Hinton I could also do a free camp right near this bridge at the tavern, and they also do really good meals. If you're up that way, definitely pop in and have something to eat. So this is another beautiful area that I usually stop at when I head south. This is 9 Mile Beach, and this is at Tuncurry, which often is linked together, Foster, Tuncurry, one's on either side of the river. But I stay at the Sporties Club here. Now, you do have to be fully self-contained. You have to have a toilet, you have to have a shower, and you can't let out any grey water into the property. So it's just $5 a night. The club does really good meals. I've won a few raffles there. So yeah, if you're coming up this way, do a leg out from the highway and come out to the coast at Tuncurry. Now, I've not seen people swimming here, but I have seen them surfing, and I don't think there's lifesavers on 9 Mile Beach, but there will be on other beaches around this area of Foster, Tuncurry. So just a short distance away from 9 Mile Beach is the river inlet here, and there's a beautiful safe swimming beach. There was a lot of people swimming when I was there, and as you can see, it's a gorgeous day. So I continued north for here. I had one more stop. It was between or just after Port Macquarie. And yeah, beautiful sunrise to finish my trip in New South Wales. From here, I just headed straight back to Brisbane. So I'd like to thank all those people who have recently joined my channel. I still don't have a huge amount of viewers compared with some channels, but look, I'm quite stoked that I can share my travels with other people out there. Hopefully I inspire you to just go somewhere a little bit different, relax and enjoy Australia's beautiful scenery. So I'm just flicking through some photos here from the last 2 months while I've been travelling from Brisbane down to a few hours south of Sydney. So once again, thanks for joining my channel. Thanks for watching. And until next time when I'm in Central America, and it's bye for now.